Ever wondered what happens to your banking details when you use a financial app connected through Flinks? Do they have access to your passwords? Are they storing your login credentials somewhere, ready to be exploited? It's a valid concern, and one we hear a lot. In today's video, we're diving deep into the world of Flinks and answering the burning question, does Flinks store my bank login credentials? Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. Financial security is paramount, and understanding how your data is handled is absolutely crucial. We use so many fintech apps these days, from budgeting tools to investment platforms, and often, these apps connect to our bank accounts through services like Flinks. This connection allows these apps to access your transaction history, account balances, and other financial data, making it easier to manage your finances. But the big question remains, how secure is this process, and what happens to your sensitive information? Before we get into the specifics of Flinks, let's talk generally about how these connections work. Think of it like granting temporary access to your bank account. You're not giving the app your actual login details. Instead, you're authorizing them to access specific information through a secure channel. This is often done through a process called OAuth, which is a standardized authorization framework. OAuth allows third-party applications to access user data on a service without sharing the user's password. It's like giving a valet the keys to your car, but only allowing them to drive it to the parking spot, not take it for a joyride. Now, let's focus on Flinks. Flinks is a leading open banking platform that facilitates these connections between financial institutions and fintech apps. They act as a bridge, securely transmitting data between your bank and the app you're using. They're the middleman, ensuring that the information flow is both secure and authorized. So, the million-dollar question, does Flinks store your bank login credentials? The short answer is a resounding no. Flinks does not store your bank login credentials. They don't need them, and they don't want them. Their entire system is built around the principle of secure data transmission without ever having to hold onto your sensitive login information. Think about it this way, when you connect an app through Flinks, you are essentially granting that app permission to access specific data through your bank. Flinks facilitates this connection, verifies your identity, and ensures that the app only receives the data you've authorized it to access. They never actually see or store your username or password. Instead of storing your credentials, Flinks uses a process called tokenization. When you connect your bank account through Flinks, they generate a unique token that represents your authorization. This token acts like a temporary key, allowing the app to access your data without ever needing your actual login details. It's like a temporary access card that expires after a certain period or when you revoke access. This tokenization process is crucial for security. Even if someone were to intercept this token, they wouldn't be able to access your actual bank account because they wouldn't have your login credentials. The token only grants access to specific data, and it's useless without your username and password. Furthermore, Flinks employs multiple layers of security to protect your data. They use encryption to secure all data transmissions, ensuring that your information is protected from unauthorized access. They also have robust security protocols in place to prevent fraud and unauthorized activity. They are regulated and audited to ensure they meet strict security standards. It's important to understand that Flinks is not a bank. They don't hold your money, and they don't have direct access to your bank accounts. They simply provide a secure and reliable platform for connecting your financial data with the apps you use. They are a data conduit, not a data repository. Now, you might be thinking, okay, Flinks doesn't store my credentials, but what about the apps themselves? Are they storing my login information? That's a valid question, and it's something you should always investigate before using any financial app. Each app has its own security policies and practices, and it's crucial to understand how they handle your data. Most reputable financial apps use similar security measures as Flinks, such as tokenization and encryption, to protect your information. However, it's always a good idea to read their privacy policy and security information to make sure you're comfortable with their practices. Look for apps that are transparent about their security measures and have a good track record of protecting user data. Another important point to consider is the principle of least privilege. This means that apps should only request access to the minimum amount of data they need to function. For example, a budgeting app might need access to your transaction history, but it shouldn't need access to your account balance or personal information. Always be mindful of the permissions you grant to apps and only allow access to the data that's absolutely necessary. So, to summarize, Flinks does not store your bank login credentials. They use tokenization and other security measures to ensure that your information is protected. They act as a secure intermediary, facilitating the connection between your bank and the apps you use without ever having access to your sensitive login details. However, it's still crucial to be vigilant about the apps you use and understand their security practices. Remember, financial security is a shared responsibility. While platforms like Flinks and reputable apps take extensive measures to protect your data, it's also important for you to be proactive. Use strong passwords, be cautious about the apps you connect to your bank accounts, and regularly review your account activity for any suspicious activity. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.